Yeah, I'm Storm, director, writer, filmmaker, you know, anything to make film that I do. For me, honestly, it's my work, so you don't want to overthink your work, but I think it definitely is a work that, I guess, takes another step from where the harder they come was. There's been works in between then and now, but I feel like in terms of like really pushing Jamaican filmmaking and maybe putting another notch in the ladder or in the, you know, the post, Better Must Come does that. I had to come back to Jamaica to get another visa, and while I was here, it kept taking longer and longer, and then a hurricane hit, right? And it just kind of hit me, like the hurricane, I guess, that why am I gonna be another person in America or in New York or in LA and working with that landscape, trying to tell a new story, whereas this is my home, you know, and this landscape is really fresh. And if I really wanna be a relevant storyteller in this medium, I feel it should be from my homeland. So it kind of is, of course it was destined now when I see it, but at the time it was really just a visa running out. In terms of casting, this was, other than Roger, most of the actors, the lead actors, this was their first film. And we did auditions all over. We did auditions at Edna Manley Art School. I think we might have done auditions at UWI. And the neighborhood that we shot in, Sandy Park, that was our main location. We said we have to test everybody in this neighborhood to see who have talent, right? So we must audition about 300 people, literally.
This is a revolution!
It's just destiny to be working with Roger because we respect each other creatively very much. He really helped me at key points, and also his presence in the film made all the actors know that they had to really step up. You know, all the actors realized that they were in a film with someone on a certain level that they could look up to as actors. Him love it, him was into it. And he's one of them guys that he loves young directors, he likes people taking risks, he's a risk-taking actor. So we kinda, it's the guerrilla style we're dealing with, so it worked well, you know. I never wrote his script, you know. He just studied it and we worked on vibes and he delivered his speech. And the whole he gave a long speech, but even the part that you see in the film, not scripted, that's just him going into something, you know? I would say 80% of our casting and extras casting and secondary cast came from Sandy Park, right? And also a lot of our crew, right? But a couple actors really rose up. One of them being Flames, Ricardo Orgil, who plays the character of Flames. And Dwayne Pusey, who plays the character of Dogheart. Like, Flames, he just controlled, you know, when he came out, he just controlled, you know, we would set skits and we put people in roles, we just make up a role and say, do this, come into the scene and do this. And he just blew it away. And Flames actually at the time was, you know, he's super creative youth, but he maybe wasn't as educated because he didn't have that opportunity, you know. And he went and furthered his education and shored up his reading and everything so that he could read the script. And he steals every single scene that he's in the film, you know? So it was kind of amazing how the cast came together because it was just like serendipity, you know? Sheldon Shepherd was the lead character of the film. He showed up at the auditions at Sandy Park at the end of the day when we were wrapping up, right? And the producer said, you know, we both saw him saying, what's up with this guy, you know? I could test him. Right? So we put the camera on him and the producer Paul Buckner started to, he said, what are you a poet? You know, oh no, he said, what are you, what do you do? He introduced himself as a poet. So I said, hey, bust something, no, do a thing. Him start doing dub poet thing, you know. Like, yeah, all right, cool. And then Paul started to rush him, like, diss him, like, yo, you're full of shit, you know, just fucking with him. And Sheldon came back strong, and we didn't know if he was gonna knock the guy out or what, but he was performing. So we said, all right, Ras, okay, this youth, come in. We even shot the first scene with him just as one of the regular thugs, not the lead character. We didn't even know who the lead character was. But he so he shined, you know, he was the guy, you know, so that came together interestingly. Nicole Gray was just walking past our office, literally. We looked down at her and we just said, hey, hold on, I can talk to you. And we went downstairs and talked to her. And about half hour later, we were vibing. She was going to come read the script. And we pretty much knew she was the girl. We said, boy, if this girl can act, she's Kamala. Now I've done my film Better Must Come. It's been many years in the making, and now it's at the point where it's going to be coming out. And I'm also producing films by other directors. And now it seems like there's a bit of a energy to really create a real film industry here. You can make a good idea with no money. You know what I mean? It's very possible. It's not about that. It's just about how good is the idea, how well do you execute it, you know? So that means it's totally open, man. It's totally open. And what we've been doing recently with the new Caribbean cinema is we've figured out a formula, not figured out, but we are working with a formula that's allowing us to create a body of work for very little money. And it's simply just like a round robin, you know? A small crew of filmmakers that are very skilled crew, you know? We get together, we create stories that can be shot in a day for the most part, principal photography in a day. So you go for a realistic story that can be achieved in that time. Everybody comes out and works for free. Actors, crew, people support with equipment and give us equipment for free, etc. And basically everybody works on each other's film. So in the end, we're gonna have 8 short films by 8 different directors putting together as one feature. So I think Better Must Come is gonna be kind of a gateway to really exploring some of our post-colonial history, politics, both in a creative way and, and in an effective way, maybe in a way that can help us to, I don't know, deal with our government or do something better.